Are we ready? Oh, I thought we were still trying to work through the camera.
No, he just.
Are we good?
You know his ass. He never tell us we ready.
Right.
He just sit there and smiling. If you look at his face, you know he was recording because he was smirking.
I had no idea, honest to God. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kingz and Konversations. I'm so glad to be with my boys. What's up, man?
I can't even sleep on Tuesdays. I'll be so excited.
No, last night we were like literally all up. Like,
no, because we get excited to be around each other.
And it's like that
exactly
every week.
Well, I'm Mike.
I'm Enrique.
And I'm Mocha.
And we are excited to have another conversation, a very important conversation about G-Status ATL Hustle. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So recently, as most of you already know, we done what I felt was a very good interview with one of the stars of the show, Delishous. And that recently has aired, and there has been so much feedback. Now, I know that we're supposed to talk about episode 5, but let's be honest, I don't want y'all to say it, I'll say it. It was a really dry episode. And
It's
really laid back.
It's like one or two points I still want to discuss.
Well, good. Well,
laid back.
we definitely need to discuss it. That's even better. But I think the focus of that episode was really more comments that Delishous made. So let's talk about our interview with her. Let's recap that, and then let's go into episode 5. How did you all feel about the interview that we done with her?
I honestly felt that she spoke from the heart. As I told the fellas before we started filming, I wish that we would ask a few more questions. After looking at you guys' comments, it started to make me wonder. Because if you paid attention to the interview, I did a little to no talking, mainly because Delishous is a talker.
Right.
And we let her kind of guide her own interview. So for everybody that was attacking us saying, well, y'all didn't ask this and y'all didn't dig into her, it was first and foremost not for us to dig into her.
Right.
Because as an interviewer, you want your interviewee to feel as comfortable as possible. And you want them to get their story out. And our main purpose for bringing her on was for you guys to hear her side of the story.
Even in hard situations,
right,
they still need an opportunity to get their story out.
Right. Now, I did see where someone said that they would have been okay had she not made continuous mistakes, the same mistakes, and I'm in agreement with that. You can't apologize to me for doing something and then continuously do that, because that means that your apology is null and void. You don't necessarily mean it, and I'm not speaking on her, I'm saying in general. So the interview with her was, I actually felt that she spoke from her heart. I just think that Delishous is a person who is a little unaware of certain things. And she's a straight shooter, so she shoots from the hip, so she doesn't really think before she speaks. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know, because as I told Mocha, it's a catch-22. Because you kind of want her to be her authentic self, so you'll know who you are, but you still want her to, as a trans woman, as you stated, you want her to come in and be seen in a positive light, so you want her to kind of think about some of the things she said. So I kind of got on the fence about that, because I want her to, I love the fact that she said the things that she said, even though they became controversial, but it kind of lets you more into who she is as a person. But I with her interview, I still felt that she spoke from the heart. I just think that she's unaware of certain things that she says and does at the time that she's saying and doing.
So you don't think that her comments were calculated?
As far as our interview?
Yes.
Well, after looking at her second interview that she did with the guy Royal or whatever,
right,
it kind of came off, as I said, even with her responding to our Instagram and our thing, and she was copying and pasting.
Right.
I don't know if that's a PR thing or how it goes, because I'm not judging anybody for how they live their lives and what they do.
Right.
So it may be a PR thing that they said was just to keep the same stance, but it does come off as calculation, because I have to be strategic in how I say things and what I say after I fucked up.
Right.
I mean, messed up.
Right. Well, yeah. What do you think about it, Mocha?
I think that because I know me myself, and I know there's probably other people who feel the same way, I think we're having a hard time really discovering who she really is, because on one hand, you're giving of this person that's really, really nice and kind, and I didn't mean that, and I didn't do. And then you have this person over here, you know, that's being all, you know, loud, and I said what I said, and I meant what I said, and woo woo woo. And so I want her to really work on being authentic. If you're gonna be this way, be this way. If you're gonna be that way, be that way. But she keeps contradicting herself, you know, and I think a lot of us just having a hard time. We're like confused on who she really is.
Right.
And I think it's because she's slightly confused about where she fits in all of this. You know what I'm saying? She is, you know, a Hispanic transsexual woman. You know what I'm saying? And I think she's just struggling with trying to find her place and just really trying to, so she jumps sides, you know, and I just think that she needs to just really work hard on just discovering who she really is and being her authentic self. People would respect her more if she just sticks to one persona instead of just going back and forth.
You know what? I feel that at the end of the day, when it comes down to hard situations that happen while you're filming a reality show, once you film, it's there. And it's on the executive producer what they want to include and what they don't. And we must keep in mind that in order to have a real reality show, there has to be a certain level of drama. I was very disheartened because I felt when she came that the apology was sincere. What kind of blew it away for me was that there was so much more that needed to be addressed. And what you all may not know is that we filmed that before the episode 5 came out.
So she could have actually told us.
Exactly. She could have told us then. I made other comments that you all will see that wasn't that great. So I will say this. I support anyone who apologizes and who does the work to be better. I know we live in a season now where cancel culture is very, very popular, but I will never allow anyone to ever have my destiny in their hands. And so just like I feel like she is growing and developing, I don't appreciate the comments that she made. I don't even know if she appreciates the comments that she made. But when you start talking about lynching Black people, that's a whole nother level.
Especially in today's time.
And there's nothing to say, but I was dead ass wrong. So the question that we talked about before we started filming is, Delishous, and this is no disrespect, you can reach out to us. How old are you? Because we really want to know how aware you are when it comes down to you talking about lynching people. That should have been discussed on this platform, I felt, so that people would have got an opportunity to understand what did you mean by that, when we still recently just had a Black man lynched and hung in Piedmont Park. So we have to be cautious, we have to be careful, and we have to be mindful of the things. The other thing is, on Kingz in Konversation, we are the Kingz in Konversation. And as much as we appreciate you all's support, we're not going to take down our journalistic integrity just because you all may not like who we interview. It is our right to be able to hear a person's side of the story and then give you all the opportunity to decide what you believe. But we have to be integral whether we like the situation or not.
Exactly.
And I felt that she needed to come on. Initially, I was against it. I'm a big transparent.
Me too. I was against it too.
But
I think we all were.
We were.
Because of the controversy that she had already ensued. But then it turned into, but no, let's bring her on for her to tell her side of the story.
Exactly.
So again, as I said, we couldn't attack her because I wasn't going to bring somebody here and say, well, you shouldn't have this and you should, because I'm not her parent.
Right. And we're not here to attack.
No. I just wanted her, we just wanted her to get her story out for y'all. Now, whether y'all want to believe it or not, that's up to y'all.
It's up to you, right.
Because, you know, you can have your...
Because there's things we didn't believe either.
Exactly.
Delishous does a lot of things that I see other people, especially who are very, very urban. When you have Caucasian people who act very Black, or you have Asian people who act very Black, they really believe that they can say some of the same things that we say. You know, and I think that's what her issue is.
Right.
You know, when she said, you know, when she says nigga,
Right.
or when she said, you know, lynching, whatever. Now, had somebody black said that, it wouldn't have hit as hard.
Right.
But because it was her, you know,
Right.
it was looked at as being racist. And I think people like her need to understand that you can't
say certain things.
say certain things just
Right.
like we can.
Exactly.
You know,
I totally agree. So that's all we want to say about our episode. In the meantime, we're not taking the video down. We're going to keep the video up because it's our art that we created and we're proud of it. So episode 5, let's get into that. What did you all think about how the episode opened up? It was Lando and it was Sherrod, and they were talking about, I guess, recapping what went on
at the barbecue.
At the barbecue, right? Because Sherrod was not there.
Right.
Right. So
now, but on the barbecue episode, I didn't see people really discussing Sherrod.
I didn't either.
Lando
Yeah.
said that they were.
I didn't hear it.
So they had to have been doing it, and it wasn't edited in. But,
Right.
but he said, I was like, where did that come from?
I didn't remember it.
Because they were more on Brandon and our guys. Right. It was not so. Maybe that was something that we didn't get to see, but I don't know if it comes off as messy.
Okay.
Or camera shine time.
I agree.
To have that conversation.
Yeah, and I think it was to give opportunity for someone to have some time on air. You know what I mean? Because unless Lando has another storyline later on in the season, I was still kind of wondering why he was there. And I don't really know you, Lando, so I'm not saying anything against you. I'm just saying I didn't know why you were there at that particular time.
I just thought the scene was real scripted.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
It didn't seem authentic.
No, not at all.
I agree.
I just thought they just needed to fill in a space.
I
agree.
think that he's actually a friend of the show.
Oh,
Or he
okay.
may have been a B cast member because Brandon Chaos is one of my kids as well.
Okay.
He told me he was originally supposed to be a main cast member, but he ended up being B cast because he didn't have the time.
Right. And then Lando's doing other projects.
Right. And then
with
I think
himself.
that's the same thing with Mikey.
Okay.
They're like
Okay.
B cast.
Yeah, because they're doing other things. Okay, so what did you all think about his name just left me? No, not Dre Simber. Okay, let me say this again.
That Thor's fine.
Thor is, listen, he is fine to me, but that's not what I want to talk about. Ike. What did you all feel about Ike being attracted to Redrick after he has already shown interest in Tremel? And Ike, I just want to let you know I'm on your side on this.
Well, Ike is actually supposed to be with us next Wednesday.
Okay, so we get to talk to him about it. Yes.
But go ahead, Mo.
But I
You have, to
remember,
remember, Ike has always thought that she was, or Redrick, was attractive anyway. Like from the very first, episode, he was talking about how beautiful, he felt Redrick was and all of that. So, what I like about Ike is, Ike just likes beautiful people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like he really has a preference. He just likes beautiful people, and he has a yearning desire to be loved. He just got out of a bad relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He's still recovering from that, and I think Ike just wants to be loved. He just has a lot of love to give, and it just really doesn't matter.
I am loving how you are walking for Ike. I love it. No, you're right. I think you're right, though.
That's what I say.
But
all day. Yeah, that's what I see with Ike. That Ike just likes beautiful people.
Yes. But I will say this, Redrick, like you were serving when you walked up in that scene. But let me point this out. Redrick was also serving recently on Instagram when Redrick decided to give us a masculine look, which was absolutely gorgeous, and it was just good to see that he's that versatile. So I'm attracted to that. So I already told you, Ike is my guy. So I thought that was dope.
I told y'all from day one that Ike was going to flirt with Redrick or date Redrick. And I said he keep.
But it seemed to me like Redrick was kind of like, so where your boyfriend at?
Right, like you kind of liked it a little bit.
We all like to be flirty.
Redrick, why didn't you tell us this?
Ike is a church boy.
Yes, he is.
So I think he's attracted to spirits and souls.
Yes,
he's attracted to exteriors.
As much as Let me tell you something, because that is really big with me. If I can develop a spiritual connection with someone, and whether it's a friendship or a sexual connection, I need that spiritual connection to be number one. So I get that. So then we talk a little bit about our guy. I love how they went into the story of our guy on this episode.
And it really made me have a really tender heart. Because at first I was like, our guy seemed like he kind of shady and kind of da-da-da-da-da. But after watching that episode, it just really.
But you a church boy. So
I am, and I really, really started liking him, our guy, even more, knowing that he loves God,
right,
and that he reverences God, and
right.
went to church. You know what I'm saying? Had the little tears flowing, and
that was so dope. But I'm gonna tell you what I love the most. I love how he was on his confessional, makeup down, wig to the side, and talking about the church that he goes to. And I really wanted to take that clip and send it to Pastor William Murphy and be like, these are the people that you're reaching. I'm just wondering, do you realize that you're reaching, all these people? And for him to talk about his relationship with God,
and you can tell it was sincere.
And it was so sincere.
Yeah.
Either that or he's a good ass actor. Because that boy,
you can see the sincere. It was all in his eyes,
And he was just like, yo, I'm moving too far to the left. I'm not doing what I should be doing. Don't we all know that? I can really relate to that. It really made me
hit home with me, and it just made me think about the things that I was dealing with.
Yes.
I had a longer conversation with God last night because of that.
Yes, yes. I think when I was sitting here watching it, I was like, God, it's amazing how you will put signs in anything. And I loved how G Status is including more spiritual things. Thank you, John. They let Leandria sing for a little bit. I felt the anointing. Well, whenever she sang, I felt the anointing.
Period.
But when our God was crying, I could feel that anointing at that particular time for that. So that was a great look for him.
So let's switch. I can get out.
Switch gears. Get off that.
Because I'm babysitting. It's really been
he is definitely been sipping. Oh, go ahead.
How should I feel about Dre Simber not standing up for the singing of the Negro national anthem?
I thought he was just high and being silly.
You know what I
just thought he was just high.
I honestly thought it was
right.
I thought it was for a storyline. Who doesn't stand up for Lift Every Voice and Sing? And you're black. Even Delishous stood up eventually. No,
but funny. Now listen, the confessional was, and Dre Simber's gonna sit down then when they pan back to the camera. Delishous is kind of just easing up. Well, she wasn't standing up either. She was standing up.
Child, Delishous knew she called everybody. But no, I thought it was for a storyline and for attention, and I wasn't there for it because I'm like, yo, this is the Black National Anthem. Okay. Let me say this, and I'm going to say this in the beginning. Can we all keep in mind, even to our fans and our followers, that all of this was filmed over a year ago? Mm-hmm. These people all have developed and grown in some type of way. So we're still talking about something that was shot a long time ago, took time to edit it, and then they had to upload it. So, let's give people a break. And I'm not talking about that in Delishous sense. I'm talking about everybody. Yeah, all right. What else happened in the episode?
What was that? Somebody who had the boy to go outside.
Oh, Sherrod.
Yeah.
Yo, so
and he had
the whole little murder vibe on him.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute.
It was cute.
The whole little murder vibe.
Well, he did.
So that's what we're gonna call it.
He was a little murder vibe.
I thought that was cute. How
little murder.
We just called it DDT when I brought up.
What is the DDT?
Dirty Dick Trade.
What is Dirty Dick Trade?
Little murder.
That's exactly what we called him. But yeah, I thought that was cute how they linked up outside and they were like, shaking little innocent.
I told you I love the flirting.
I thought that was so cute.
Then he had that cute little smile.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
His name was the boy that Sherrod liked.
Oh, okay.
It started with a J.
I couldn't remember what his name was, but he was cute.
He was a real handsome, dark-skinned guy.
Yeah, I thought that, and then I was like, yeah, let's see how it's gonna go. I was actually gonna text Sherrod and be like, okay, is this still going on?
Oh Lord.
But I was like, no, that's right.
No, but Sherrod did make a statement that he loves dark-skinned guys
with beards.
Mm-hmm. No,
dark-skinned guys.
Dark-skinned guys.
Well, we know what we're talking about.
Dark-skinned guys with beards.
I will not get into that because I don't know.
Why do you keep
so fanning your DMs?
I didn't say that.
Why do you keep fanning?
I didn't say. I said he liked dark-skinned guys.
But why do you keep fanning
so
exactly what he doing right here.
Start
How you know?
shit.
All right. So then we see that Redrick has an opportunity to talk to Delishous. Delishous, this was another opportunity that I feel, and I just have to say how I feel. You messed it up.
That was her time to go ahead and redeem herself and try to change the narrative.
Can I tell y'all what I honestly think is happening? I honestly feel like Delishous is honestly trying to just build this image that is just not real.
That's what I said. I said she's really just wants to be the villain.
Like, do y'all know real gangsters? Do y'all know real gangsters? Like, I know some real gangsters. I have a couple in my family.
I just know a bunch of little murders.
Oh, well, I know some real gangsters. And when I tell you, like, they don't yap about what they could do or what they should do. They don't go a whole lot of back and forth. And most of the time, they're super quiet. It's when they have to take care of it that they do it. Not, I can do this, I can do that. Like, I just feel like she's trying to build an image. Like, I want the Delishous that we had here. I think everybody...
The Delishous we had here is the one that's grown. Maybe the Delishous that we had here is not like the Delishous.
Like, why is she so trying to prove to everyone that she is a bad bitch? You know, can I tell y'all who a bad bitch is? Sierra from Love and Hip Hop, who in the last 4 months since the pandemic, 5 months since the pandemic, has made $1 million at home. That's a bad bitch. Do you hear what I'm saying? Somebody who is on their stuff, taking care of their kids, making sure their family is straight, doing this, doing that. Like, beating people, reading people, fighting people, that doesn't make you a bad bitch or untouchable. Honestly, it makes you where people don't want to work with you. So I just, did y'all get that?
A lot of times when people spend that much time trying to convince people that they are a bad bitch, it's because they know that they're not and they want to be. I'm not saying that's the way it is with her.
Right.
That's normally how it is.
Yes.
You're spending all that time trying to, hey, I'm this, I'm that,
Right.
It's because deep down inside, you know you're not. You want to be.
Right.
And so you're just trying to convince other people.
I agree.
So,
I see that in my own life. Like, I will constantly say things about myself until I manifest it. So maybe that's what she's trying to do. I don't know. But to me, that was
I know
the episode.
People are pissed with her.
Let me tell you, when I tell you,
with her, they are pissed with her.
People have been dragging, but let me say this, Delishous, you still have time to turn this around, but you are going to have to go out of your way to make this right.
And be real. And stop trying to impress people and stop trying to be big and bad. Just be real.
Right.
Humble yourself.
Right.
Humble yourself.
Right.
Sis.
But the funny thing, and we can end this after I say this. She has because we're gonna keep going on and on.
Right.
She has a lot of African American friends.
Right. She
has a lot of African American friends who have been siding with her during this situation.
Right.
Now there's a story, and I heard it on the radio. Was it on the radio? Which two tell this about the white lady? I mean, the black lady who had a white friend.
Okay.
And the white friend, she was like, "Oh, that's my homegirl. She lives down the street."
Right.
She would use the N word.
Right.
Until they fell out.
Exactly.
And then she found out the real person.
Exactly.
And I think that's where a lot of people are going with her.
We have loaded for so long that now when we're mad at you, you can't say it. And that's why I think that's unfair. Because if a person can say nigga, and we're like, ow, and they rap, ooh, hey, but then when they get mad, they be like, nigga, faggot, all of this, all of that. You can't get mad when you didn't get...
That set me.
But wasn't that Delishous?
Yeah.
You only got it. You only got it. No more. John, that's why I had to ask about how she like that. But that's why I said it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical of us to get mad about her saying it in anger when y'all didn't get upset about her saying it in music. We have to be fair across the board. So that was episode 5 of G Status ATL. Here at Kingz in Konversation, we do something called Lunch on Us. And so today we get an opportunity to send lunch money, pretty loud, to Mr. Duran
Cortez.
Cortez. You better come through with the name. So, Mr. Duran Cortez, all we ask that you do, which no one has done to this day. And this is the reason.
But he's going to do it, though.
I believe he will.
He's gonna do it.
He is. All we ask is that you make a 15-second or less video telling us that you received the money and where you're going to eat at. All
and
right.
if you send the video,
And
we're
tag
going to add it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you might get to actually see you on YouTube.
Exactly. So add it. All right. We appreciate you so much. Are y'all clear about? Are we good with G status till next time?
Hungry.
Oh, no, I'm hungry too. All right. So again, Jock, you're doing a wonderful job to all of the stars. Yeah, let's order some pizza. All of the stars of G status, we appreciate it. Let's make sure that we walk in love, and let's make sure when we offend people that we do everything we can to make things right.
I do want to say this before we close out. Ja, thank you for your live.
Yes.
And trying to explain. I know it gets difficult. I know it's hard when you're in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, you went to your mother and she told you that needed to be posted.
Right.
And Mocha and I had a conversation about that as well.
Right.
It did need to be posted. And
I agree.
Unfortunately, we might not want to hear it, and we wish it would not have happened, but it did.
Right.
And again, in today's time, we need to have those kind of conversations about things that people say and feel.
Exactly.
So thank you, John.
Because until it's brought to the surface, we'll never deal with it.
Right.
All right.
Or never know. We slip up under the roof. So.
Exactly. All right, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
See you later.